Yep, you saw the title, and the title is literal, not figurative. I can honestly say in my 44 years that I don't recall ever growing up at any point in time going to a circus. If anyone's ever been, can you all tell me what that experience is like? And looking back, I have done many regrettable things. But sometimes we have things that we don't regret. I can live pretty much my entire life without ever going to a circus. A circus to me is worse than a zoo. It's very exploitative of animals. Animals are objects used to make money and entertain and amuse people. And we lose the sight of the fact that they're animals, right? Then we get upset when those animals exhibit animal behavior. Houseway. I love elephants, right? So, a 58-year-old elephant named Viola from Asia, they didn't say specifically where. I don't know if India has elephants. I think so, but I'm sure Thailand has a lot because I see it in the tourism. Not all elephants are the same. I think you can see some distinctions in some of them, but I won't go into that in this video. There was a circus going on in Butte, Montana, and someone's vehicle backfiring scared Viola, so she just took off running and somehow ended up in traffic in Butte. She was chased down by her handler, and then she took a dump in somebody's yard, then was returned to the zoo. Somehow made it back safe. I can't imagine this mountainous, sort of surrounded by mountains, town in Montana could fathom early in the morning, which I shouldn't be laughing, an elephant crossing the road. That had to be shocking. Some people must have been half awake and then looked up and was like, oh my goodness. Imagine telling people on the news that you're the one that had an elephant take a dump in your yard. PETA got involved, of course, and I don't care for PETA. I think that they just make things worse. Apparently, PETA has been monitoring this elephant for quite some time. And this circus has a history of mistreating this same elephant or not giving it what's called humane treatment. Evidently, this is not the first time that Viola has escaped the circus. Y'all remember that cartoon Spirit about that horse that was caught and the guy thought he tamed the horse, but in the end the horse got away? That's what this feels like that elephant innately knows that where it is not where it's supposed to be, if that makes sense. I've seen some shows about zoos, and I'll let it out right now. I don't care to ever visit a zoo again either, because animals are put in cages and put in locked enclosures, and a lot of those animals can travel halfway through continents or even span entire continents, and you're gonna lock them in a cage and then wonder why they go off on you. Don't get me wrong, I've watched some footage of hippos like clamping down, eating watermelons, eating pumpkins. But a part of me still think they should be in their natural habitat. And I know some people that are animal lovers. Well, if the species is going extinct, we need to be able to keep an eye on it and la la la. Do you not address the fact that y'all like to overly hunt things just so you can stuff it and put it on your mantle? You don't even eat the meat. And then you want to sit here and self-righteously say you have a right to treat animals wrong. And then some people hide behind the Bible with this stuff, and it really makes me mad because you take the book of Genesis out of context. It didn't give you liberty to be abusive. This might strike some controversy. Look, I'm going to go ahead and just say it. I'm not condemning anyone that goes to a zoo or go to a circus. It's just something I no longer plan to do because I think those animals are better in the wild. That's what safaris are for. If you're a zoologist that go out in the field and study them and take photos and write lengthy papers and stuff, that's one thing. It's another thing keeping them in captivity. That's why every great white shark that's ever been put in captivity, guess what happened to them, bruh? They die in less than a week. Because the way in which a great white moves, no aquarium will ever be good enough for it. I went to SeaWorld once, and when I was in San Diego as a sailor years ago, and thought it was awesome that darn orca could jump up on that platform and do all those tricks. But that was the day in 2002 that I realized at 22 years old, what are we doing? I still went to the zoo at 25, 26, but by the time I hit 30, I was over all of that. These animals are being exploited. It's awkward for me to talk about orcas given that out in the waterways near where I live, orcas come through this waterway often. I never see them, but I've known of people who see them. They're very elusive and swim in their pods. We have an elephant get loose several times from a circus. Aren't we too far advanced in our civilized world now to be keeping animals in cages? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I had a little giggle at the beginning of this video. But I personally feel that we're a huge part of the problem. Look, if you like going to the zoo again, if you like going to circuses, I'm not condemning you. Just don't condemn me for thinking that it's exploitation and abuse.